The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it.
I myself am strange and unusual.
Hey everyone, Grave Cinema here, bringing you another reaction review video. Yay! And this one is going to be a rewatch video for us because this is definitely one we've seen a lot of times.
Many times, some of us last week.
Yes, and that is
Beetlejuice!
Beetlejuice! Yes, there's a reason we're doing a rewatch for this one. And
I bet you can't guess.
Within the next week, we shall be seeing the sequel, Beetlejuice.
Premiered to the rest of the world who aren't fancy and famous.
Yeah, so that gives you an idea of when we're filming this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got this nifty shirt at Hot Topic.
And since I chose to buy a cute dress last night instead of a shirt at Hot Topic, I am wearing Beetlejuice inspired, not necessarily appropriate.
Yes.
I tried. I found out about this an hour before I left for dinner, okay?
You look good. So yeah, I figured we would do a rewatch of this and a review before we watch the new one, just so it'll be fresh in our minds and such.
Yeah.
And for this one, I'm going to play a little bit of a drinking game. I'm not going to take a drink every time they say Beetlejuice, because technically they really only say it 6 times.
Yeah.
When you think about it. But I will take a drink every time they do say Beetle. Because sometimes they says Beetle guys, or it's Beetle and then they're stopped. So at least will get me some more drinks, but I don't know exactly how many times they say just the word Beetle. So that'll be a more fun game. Because last time we did a rewatch for just Halloween itself, we did like a drink every time they said totally. The totally drink.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I want to do one for this one too.
Didn't we do one for another one too?
I think we did, but I can't remember exactly which one it was.
I feel like it might have been Hocus Pocus.
It probably was Virgin. Every time they said virgin, take a drink.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, which I think is like 9.
Or something.
8 or 9. Something like that. But yeah.
We did it for one other one. It may not have been Hocus Pocus, but I know we did it for another one. But yeah, we did the Totalies. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully this one comes out around Halloween or so. Or October-ish.
I came prepped with a cup of water.
Alright, so let's get to this rewatch and then a review afterwards. Are you ready for this one?
Always ready for this one.
Always ready for it.
Come on, it's Beetlejuice.
Now let's turn up the juice and see what shakes loose.
Bring us the ghost with the most.
Beetlejuice. Me wanna go home. Beetlejuice. Love the music in this.
Forgot how long these opening credits are.
Hey, they got a kick-ass theme to go along with them.
I know you live for a good theme, and you love opening credits. I can't do that. Nope.
It's a pretty.
Still hate it.
It's a pretty friend.
No.
Pretty little spider.
There is nothing in this world that will ever make me like those.
What? You won't just hold it like that on your hand?
Not even if Keaton begged me.
Big fella.
Which he would never do, because he's a good person. I applaud him, though, for not killing him, but taking him and putting him outside. Because I do believe they have their place in the world.
That's how you know he's a good guy.
Just not in my world. Of course, he also throws him out the attic window, which is 3 stories up. So I don't know how kind you could actually...
They're tiny creatures. They can take it.
Look how ridiculously in love those two are with each other.
Nothing bad will happen to them.
I just appreciate seeing that in movies. You know, I don't think we see enough of it in real life. It's nice to see it somewhere.
Barbara, this house is too big for you. It really ought to be for a couple with a family, you know?
And then you point out that she hasn't had kids yet and you're being a dick.
This house is too big.
I'll see you in a few weeks.
Nosy good cousins.
I was just telling Barbara about this offer on the house.
No, Jane.
Persistent.
For the record, no house is too big for any family if that's the house they like. It doesn't matter how many members there's in.
Ducky.
I really don't like it when people just let their dogs run amok.
He got hair right down to his goddamn shoulders.
Right down to his shoulders!
Just trim it a little.
See you later,
See? People shouldn't let their dogs just run amok.
Hey, look out for that!
my.
See,
The dog was malicious. He intended to kill him.
hard time believing that would have killed anybody.
I break for animals. I think that's the first time I saw that bumper
That
sticker.
is definitely the first time I noticed that, because that, Fitting, though. Sneaky, sneaky directors.
Look, they're safe. They made it.
Yeah.
So we think.
That fire wasn't burning.
I mean, we don't think that. We know what happens.
That's a neat little practical effect.
Look.
A lot of horses.
A handbook.
For the recently deceased.
Look for the recently diseased.
Deceased.
Deceased.
I don't think we survived the crash.
This book reads like stereo instructions. Functional perimeters vary from manifestation to manifestation.
I understand that. I don't know what your problem is.
I get what he's saying, though. They could make it a little easier. Not everybody speaks technically. If I had to read that also while dealing with the fact that I died and was a ghost, I'd be overwhelmed like that.
Well, you'll have time. Ooh, hello. Lots of candles.
Damn sandworm.
Please welcome the Maitlands.
Cute couple. Look nice and stupid, too.
Where are all the other dead people in the world? Why is it just you and me?
Maybe this is heaven.
Heaven, there wouldn't be dust on everything.
She makes a point.
It's angel dust.
That's a different show, dear.
Hey, Jane, up here!
You're
Jane!
dead.
And look at that kitchen. You're finally going to be able to cook a decent meal.
As opposed to all the other meals.
As opposed to ordering out because she doesn't want to cook.
Lydia.
That's a way to make
Winona.
an entrance.
Pretty.
I could live here.
Love that shot.
Oh, look, an indoor outhouse.
Hey, you have a soaking clawfoot tub? Shut up. Loving couple.
Deliver me from LL Bean.
It's not working out at
Charles,
all.
I will not stop living and breathing.
They're
on
doing
it
their
just
best.
because you. If you don't let me gut out this house and make it my own, I will go insane and I will take you with me.
Just love the way she delivers that line.
Yeah, why don't you just leave this room alone, okay?
This is my room.
You move really well for a headless man.
Sandworm.
You know, if you can tame those, be a pretty cool pet.
Just gotta smack him in the nose.
I think it might take a little more than that.
Smack! See? That's what I gotta do. Show
You
it.
gotta be able to.
You gotta establish dominance. Show
It
it who's
helps
boss.
if you could find babies and raise them. Because then they'll have imprinted on you and nobody's gonna eat mom. Or dad.
Planned out a stroke.
I wear the same thing when I eat dinner.
Totes can vouch.
She's wearing a glove in her head.
She's wearing 2 gloves on her head.
My whole life is a dark room.
One big, dark room.
How to say I'm a broody teenager in 1 sentence.
Everything goes, along with whatever's in the attic.
Surprised they never just take a battering ram to the attic door to get in. And just let
People
it
don't
sit.
particularly care too much about attic space.
Seems like she would care though. She's fully redoing everything from the looks of it.
I do like the little porch thing they have, though.
Beetlegeist, the
Beetle.
bioexorcist.
One.
Troubled by the
Ugh.
at the problem in not call Beetlegeist.
2,
Beetle.
3, 4.
No number or instructions?
I don't get it.
4 beetles. Nice and relaxed. Surprise, motherfucker! Like, I'd be pissed at that too. They just fucked up my window.
I would be furious.
You think I want to die like this?
Are we
Really,
foreshadowing?
She doesn't die like that.
No, but she gets caught in it later.
That's true.
She sees them.
She sees it. And I single-handedly decorated that house. In case he needs any advice in that arena.
I don't think they want your advice.
And if they did, they wouldn't take it.
Don't worry, I locked the door.
He's adding the wreck.
He's a morbid fuck, but funny.
He's already dead! How much more can he get?
Adding your own death to a model?
That's God.
You want to get rid of that pesky living here once and for all? Well, come on down and see me. And remember, I'll eat anything you want me to eat. I'll swallow anything you want me to swallow. Come on down now.
Give me a dog.
Ow! Let's just pop this out. No entry for you.
None of that.
In case of emergency, draw a door.
I do that all the time.
Draw a door.
On
I don't know
what?
why we keep looking in that stupid book.
Walls.
Hey, maybe we should try that beetle.
Where? They're mostly covered with posters.
Other walls.
Do you just go to random places and draw doors and leave? Is that what you're saying?
No, I enter the netherworld first. Then I come out and then I leave.
It never takes you months to come back home. It takes me months to come back home.
Knock 3 times.
It's very important. Knock 3 times. Gotta love the lime green light.
If I'm correct about it, that's gaslight green. But green was always used to portray death in theater.
Well, they're dead, so it
Yeah.
fits.
Go help your mother.
Maybe you can relax in a haunted house, but I can't.
You think she'd love a haunted house?
Yeah, really though.
Yeah, roof.
Little baby goth. Oof. Took the shark with him. I don't think I noticed that before. Everybody notices her though. And him.
Of course, these are all violent, unnatural deaths, not, just heart disease deaths.
You want a cigarette?
Oh, no, thank you.
I'm trying to cut down myself.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah. Seems a little unhealthy for him.
Maybe just a touch.
Flight 409 is arriving.
Love the use of color.
How do I look? Fine. Thanks. I've been feeling a little flat.
It sounds like something Robin Williams would have said. I know it's the afterlife, but I still hate seeing somebody hanged. It'd be very tempting if I ever got the chance to build my own house to have doorways. Kind of Beetlejuice-like.
All our furniture's gone.
Honestly, I kind of like it.
How long do you suppose we were waiting there?
Sorry.
3 months. I've got to go.
What about that guy in the flyer? You know, Beetle.
5.
Don't even say his name.
It's very
You don't want
excitable.
his help.
It's a big ring she's
I
got.
didn't want to bring it up.
Statement
Rather
piece.
than have you stumble onto it and make another mistake, I'll tell you.
I like how the smoke comes out of her neck.
He was my
It's a fun effect.
And the lighting, how it changes here.
Yeah.
He went out on his own. The only way he can be brought back is by calling his name 3 times.
Well, how do we contact you if we need you again?
Sorry. No help. I'm out. Hi, Jeff Goldblum. He's back.
If you haven't seen it, we have an early reaction to The Fly.
See, right now it seems like the living can hear them, but they can't actually see them.
Well, it could just be Lydia.
Lydia, is Connecticut so boring?
That is not Lydia.
On the phone, honey. Dad's found a way of making some money while I relax. So would you scram? Your mother's gonna kill you when she sees you cut holes in their $300 sheets.
She ever paid.
And unless they're silk.
And there's death shrouds, and the moaning is important.
How cute. They had to get the classic route with the bed sheets.
Well, yeah. Start with what you know. What do we all know?
God, help me stay.
Ghost covered with a sheet.
She's not focusing on you. She got sleepy time.
She's sleeping with Prince Valium, remember?
No feet.
That developed pretty fast.
It's a Polaroid.
But that's faster than Polaroids usually develop,
It's
though.
a movie.
Oh, yes, it is a movie.
He yells at me for questioning things.
Are you Night of the Living Dead under there? Like all bloody veins and pus.
She's just like me.
Living Dead, it's a movie.
You know, if I had seen a ghost at your age, I would have been scared out of my wits.
Well, how is that you see us and nobody else can?
I myself am strange and unusual.
Like a regular
So
girl,
fucking emo.
You read our book.
I love it.
Yeah.
The only thing that scares me is being embarrassed in front of the few hip people I can get to set foot
Wearing
in this part of
Charles's
Connecticut. So
sweater.
let's play family just for tonight.
For pants.
She's an artist.
Artiste.
Lydia's trying, but they don't believe her.
Lydia, we've got to get some help here. We've got to contact this guy, Beetlejuice.
6.
It's him, Beetlejuice.
7.
Beetlejuice.
8.
Or say it.
Say it.
Beetlejuice.
9.
How'd she figure out that it was Beetlejuice?
Gee, I wonder where he is.
Couldn't possibly tell.
Where is he? What do we do?
Dig, bitch. Fragile. It's very tiny, fragile. So these are real box for something that should have been small.
Maybe you should just get out of the way.
Yeah! That's an entrance. 47 minutes in the movie, he reveals himself.
Didn't have to, but you picked me. It makes me want to kiss you guys. Come on, come on, give me one. Come on, come on. I lived through the Black Plague and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think? You think I'm qualified?
Yeah.
What I mean is, what do you think of this? You like it?
Don't you hate it when that happens? Let's go.
Yeah, I do.
Don't mind her. She's still upset because somebody dropped a house on her sister.
This entire movie has so many good zingers.
I saw some ghosts.
Just today she tried to convince me that this house is haunted. Kids! You know I love them.
Save me.
I'd like to propose a toast to our intrepid.
I would rather talk about...
Talk about what? Talk about what?
Great topic.
This happens all the time.
I thought he's like, my wife is delightful. How the fuck is she doing this? I like how they very politely don't do this to Delia.
Of course, and she's Lydia.
Lydia, not Delia. I'm
is-
awake.
And Lydia's just smiling all through it and like, what is going on?
I love her hair in this scene.
Oh, she looks great in this scene. Ass up. Ah, killer shrimp.
Any minute now they're gonna come running out of that door screaming.
Made it a little too theatrical.
Any
It
minute.
was too fun.
You have got to take the upper hand in all situations, or people, whether they're dead or alive, will walk all over you. Oh, Paula!
Fine, fine. You gotta be that loud about it. Spot at the boat.
Let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose.
Why don't you just leave them alone? They
It
didn't
would be
do
pretty
anything.
cool to have a scaled handrail like that.
Mm-hmm.
But not in a house of kids. That's an adult house.
Scared now.
We come for your daughter, Chuck.
That was 3.
That was 3.
So that's 9.
Yep, this is 10.
Leave me alone.
11. And 12. The Inferno Room. Hey, demon babes. Air conditioned.
The whorehouse was my idea. I want Beetlejuice out of the picture.
13.
You allowed yourself to be photographed. And you let Beetlejuice out
14.
and didn't put him back. And you let Otho get hold of the handbook. Never trust the living.
Never.
We're terrible.
Like yours, provide proof
I like how
that there is existence
the audience
beyond
behind him
death.
looks like an audience in a theater looking at themselves.
Coach, where's the man's room?
I also like how this football team seems to be wearing all of their pads and their helmet in their car accident.
Yeah.
That made sense.
Maxie Dean's coming up here tonight. You've got to figure out a way to sell these ghosts.
I am alone.
I love her vanity there.
I am
utterly alone.
having jumped,
No, not good enough.
having plummeted.
There you go.
What are you going to do? To scare them.
And I'm getting creative.
It's definitely creative. I would not have thought to turn my head into a chicken.
Now you.
Pop those out of there. Gotta see.
I don't think we survived that crash.
How did you guess?
Now they get it.
Mrs. Maitland, where are you?
Ski.
If you could get me out over there, then maybe we could talk or something. But you don't
Have our own TV show.
say my name 3
Musical.
times.
What's your name?
Sequel.
Well, you can play charades.
Yeah.
Ah, good, good. Ah, here we go. Ready? Turn around and look behind you. Hi, how are you?
Beetle.
15.
Okay.
Orange beetle.
16.
Beetle fruit,
17.
Beetle breakfast.
18.
The beetle drink.
19.
Beetle.
20.
Beetle juice.
21.
That's it.
Name's Beetlejuice.
22.
Ah, you said it twice. Just say it once.
It was you.
She said it twice, but she broke it up. Must be spoken 3 times unbroken.
Just say it.
I want to talk to Barbara.
No, you don't.
Need to talk to Barbara. Just say it. We got up to 22 there. Whew.
Oh, Adam.
Just say it. No. Say it.
Okay, it's up. Beetle. He
23.
told me that if I let him out, he would take me to the other side to find you.
I have a feeling that things are going to be a little better around here from now on.
Got your face stuck.
Don't worry, we're not relying on her. We have Otho.
Otho, can you do it?
It'll be tricky, but I think I can handle it.
No!
I'll be needing something personal of theirs.
Excuse me.
Woman's resourceful. You gotta give her that.
The wedding clothes.
And she kept the wedding clothes.
Where?
All the things.
After she said everything goes.
To the living, let now the dead come alive.
On cue.
Now, if only the storm outside would have played nicely to that.
Uh-oh. There's the green light again.
As magic wonder, mad
Light.
of fright,
Green light means death.
rides a
Fading away. Cracking there a little bit. Decomposing.
What's happening to them? They're dying!
Can you stop this? It's too late, Charles. I'm sorry.
Oh, help them, please.
He's in the outfit.
The outfit, even though this is the only time we actually see him in the outfit.
It's because he's on the poster with it, too.
For good. In order for me to do that, hey, I gotta get married.
Okay, just help them. Beetlejuice.
24.
Beetlejuice.
25.
Beetlejuice.
26.
That's preemptively to
It's
choose.
showtime.
We're gonna fight for the bathroom when we're done.
Check Skellington.
Attention, Kmart shoppers.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, the Maitlands. I think they've got enough exercise for night.
Exercise.
And now he does your worst nightmare. Turns him into a pastel goth.
Ugh. I feel you, Otho.
The dowry's on me, Dad.
Who uses snakes for a dowry?
shall we?
Marriage time. They seem to have forgotten the concept, though, till death do us part.
It's a damn shame that those original sculptures were stolen from the set.
Really? Oh.
During 2020.
Sculpture gotcha.
My art is dangerous. I would definitely have a fireplace that looks like that. Actually, when we built our haunt for claustrophobia.
Ah, 27.
Nobody says the B word. Do you, Lydia, take this back?
No!
28.
She's a little bit nervous.
You asked me, I answered.
Yes, I love that Anaheim.
You're okay, baby.
It's almost over. 29. 30. Come on.
Beetlejuice!
31.
Beetlejuice!
32. I think that might be it for the rest of the movie, if I recall correctly.
Then, by the authority vested in me. Got it, honey.
Beetlejuice has clearly got some power to him.
I'm telling you, honey, she meant nothing to me. Nothing at all.
Gee, that won't come up in the sequel at all. She came in riding the sandworm.
Told you they'd make a good pet. I'm just saying.
She tossed him for K to him.
I do love how much Lydia adores Delia, even if they have a little bit of a strained relationship. You can tell she's a stepmom that loves her stepdaughter.
How much Delia adores Lydia? You said Lydia adores Delia.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay.
It's midnight here, y'all. I'm tired.
I understood what you meant.
It's nice to see a stepmom very obviously adoring her daughter.
She was being protective of her as well.
So, can I?
Well, I don't know. Gotta see on the science test.
Come on.
Well, I suppose.
The living and the dead, harmonious lifestyles and peaceful coexistence.
He likes it.
He likes it.
Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body line.
And this is the way to end the movie.
Work, Sinora, jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you.
Looks like I'm next. I don't know what.
Oh! Stop it! Hey, this might be a good look for me.
See, for you, it's lines you can't hear. For me, it's music. This is one of those songs that I will never be able to not see this scene. Ever.
And credits. Alright, so that was Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Who came up with that
Beetlejuice.
anyway?
You came up with what?
The word Beetlejuice.
The screenwriter.
I know, but how do you...
I would assume.
Honey, what kind of LSD trip do you have to be on to go, I'm going to name my villain Beetlejuice?
There's a lot of unique ideas in this movie. It's very original when it comes to movies and concepts and plots. The creativity involved in it
Oh, for sure. It is definitely
bar
original.
none.
Nobody can argue with that. Nobody.
Yes, we have Tim Burton directing, and then you have his vision, and then with the art direction all combined in this movie, it is wonderfully done to create something that's fresh for somebody that
And it's
hasn't seen
not
anything like it before.
Something we've really seen since, either.
No, not until the sequel comes around. You know, I mean, Tim Burton, he does have a style, so you get flavors here and there. But Beetlejuice, I feel, visually is probably his best movie he's ever made. Like, also, when I think of Tim Burton, I think of Beetlejuice first when it comes to movies he's done. He's done a lot of good stuff I like.
Surprisingly enough, I don't.
But I always think of
Because for
Beetlejuice
me,
first.
I grew up watching Nightmare Before Christmas.
And he didn't even direct that. That's a common mistake many people make because it's marketed as Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. That's because he wrote the original story and he produced it. So technically, yes, it is Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, but it was directed by Henry Selick, who also directed Coraline.
But Tim Burton still had a hand in it, so technically calling it Tim Burton's isn't...
He did not direct it, though.
That doesn't mean it wasn't still his. He could have worked
He didn't
with the
oversee.
director.
He didn't oversee
Could have
most of
walked
it.
in and said, "No, change this." It was done in his style.
He might have mentioned a style, but it was still not directed by him. So
I still count that as a Tim Burton movie. Even still, if not that,
Tim Burton inspired.
my brain automatically, before it goes to Beetlejuice, goes to Sweeney Todd.
He did direct the musical version of that, and that was also very well done. We have a few favorites of him.
Hey, don't get me wrong.
Beetlejuice.
I love Beetlejuice, and when you talk to me about what will get me in the mood for Halloween, it's definitely Beetlejuice and Sleepy Hollow, which I believe
Sleepy
he also
Hollow.
directed.
And Dark Shadows.
Oh, did he do Dark Shadows?
Yes, he did do Dark Shadows.
It's so clean cut, it's kind of hard to tell. Tim Burton always has something dirty in his movies, so for him to actually do Dark Shadows, which has such nice clean lines, it's very weird.
Yeah, not well received at the time, but I'm like,
I
no.
love that movie.
Yeah, but for regular people like me or you, like, fuck, I like this.
Yeah.
Lots of people always say Tim was never as good as he used to be back in the day, because compared to the early films, and he kind of went too corporate, but he still does good stuff here and there that I quite enjoy. Dark Shadows, Sweeney Todd, I enjoyed those within the past, 2 decades of his work, where most people say it wasn't good. Big Fish was also very well done.
Yeah. See, Sweeney Todd came out when I was in high school in the middle of my I just got into theater phase. So here's a musical that comes out that has a favorite actor of mine, because I love Johnny Depp.
She does.
And it's a musical. Instantly hooked. I was done. Plus, I loved Helena Bonham Carter's Mrs. Lovett.
She was very good in that. That is true. Yeah, but with all the things that Tim Burton has done, I always go back to Beetlejuice. Always. It's as old as I am, and I watched it a lot growing up.
I didn't watch it a lot. This was a movie that I didn't have access to unless it was Halloween time and it was on cable TV.
I had a VHS.
So I love this movie. But it's not one I got the chance to watch very often as a kid.
Yeah, I had a VHS that my parents, I believe, recorded off of a live, commercial television broadcast. So there were commercials in the middle of the movie. But because of that, it was censored, so I never knew about the nice fucking model bit. Until I was older and actually got, a DVD version of the movie, or saw it on, HBO or something, and oh, that's in there? Huh, never knew that. And that's kind of a thing for kids in my generation, I'd imagine would happen a lot, because we grew up with a lot of cable TV and watching movies for the first time there, because there was no on-demand.
Generation, he means our generation, because we're from the same damn generation.
Yeah, but you didn't watch a lot of things, right, when you were growing up?
I watched whatever was on cable television and what I was capable of watching.
Oh, it was internet you didn't really have growing up.
Internet
That
I
was
didn't
the
have.
thing, yes.
I had cable.
Yes, you had cable. So, yeah, so you understand where you could watch something on cable, and that's the only version you've seen. You haven't seen it uncensored and uncut.
And then there's times where you have those things in the children appropriate show, but they're definitely jokes meant for the parents.
But the kids don't know.
If your children understand these jokes, it's not our fault.
We didn't raise them.
Nope. But yeah, no, I watched this whenever I could. It was always a good movie. The only thing I didn't like were the parts with the spiders, which is obvious.
That's just a personal thing for you.
But I also watched the Beetlejuice animated.
That is true. There was an animated series from this movie, because around that time they make an animated series out of any popular movie.
Yeah, because they did the Beetlejuice animated. They had the animated Mummy series. They had...
That was in the 90s, but even earlier there was a Bill and Ted series, a Back to the Future series. There was RoboCop, a series. They'll make a fucking cartoon out of any popular movie during this time period.
Hercules had its own series that I didn't even know about till you told me about it. I had no idea. But I knew about this, and I knew about the Mummy one. And I watched a few episodes of each one.
The Godzilla movie from '98 had its own TV series. Men in Black had its own cartoon TV series.
That one I knew.
Yeah. But we remembered Beetlejuice, the series, fondly because, you know, it's got Beetlejuice being the main character with Lydia. And he's more of like, you know, just the lovable...
He's the sidekick.
Sidekick demon. He's not like the main antagonist he was presented in this first movie. And he didn't show up until 47 minutes, properly, his face, everything, until 47 minutes into this movie. I checked it.
And did you know, I heard in the new movie... Michael Keaton insisted that he only get about...
The same screen time.
No. About 17 minutes of screen time.
Because that's about how much he had in this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wanted to be similar, so he didn't
want
become
to...
an overbearing character. Because there's a mistake done in movies, particularly franchises and sequels, where there's a really good, charismatic character in the first one who then overtakes everything else in the sequels. American Pie did that with Stifler, and more well-known is Pirates of the Caribbean did that with Jack Sparrow. He was just a tertiary character, or just kind of a co-lead with Will and
Emma Swan.
Swan.
Not Emma Swan. It's Swan. It's Elizabeth Swan.
Elizabeth Swan, yes.
Emma Swan was once upon a time.
But by the time the sequel came out, he was the main character, and they were kind of more... they're still part of the main story, but they're not the main character. And then by the fourth one, it's all him.
To be fair... In the first one, it was about Will and Elizabeth going, you two need to be together. Shut the fuck up and be together. The second one, their storyline was almost completely done by the time that rolled around. So switching Jack to the main lead does make sense. Then in the third one, it's honestly you didn't have a main character unless you counted Cutler as the main character.
Yeah. Really, it's most noticeable once you get to the fourth and then the fifth one.
Which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, because with just him, they lose sight of the character. And for some actors, they can see this pattern sometimes when it comes to certain franchises. And that's something I believe Michael Keaton recognized. And he wanted to maintain like the mystique of the character that he had in this movie and limit his screen time to just about the same. And I feel that's a smart choice, and that's something I look forward to seeing once we get to actually seeing the sequel.
Yeah, I think the idea is the less is more sort of aspect of that. That he thinks the less he's seen, the more people are going to want to love him. Because, I mean...
The more special it is.
In this movie, you literally only see him in that striped suit once. But that is the single most cosplayed character in this entire series.
They put it on the cover. And the original poster, he was on the cover as that.
Right,
so that's the first
when you think
image.
of Beetlejuice, that's what you think of.
And also, in the animated series, that's what he's wearing throughout the show, too.
Is.
That's his main outfit. So that also stuck in the pop culture consciousness of his main suit.
I think the only thing that bothers me when I see cosplayers is when they do it with green hair. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Beetlejuice never had green hair. Not in the animated series, not there.
I think it's the moss blending in, because he does have blonde, but it's the moss staining the hair.
But he is a dirty blonde.
It's not fully green, but it's got those little accents because of
yeah,
all
but
the
it's mostly
crud
the
on him.
moss you see on there. It's not moss blending with the hair. It's just moss on his face because he's decrepit.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that drives me bonkers. Beetlejuice isn't meant to have neon green hair. Please stop giving him neon green hair. He's a dirty blonde.
They're cosplayers. Let them do what they want. They're having fun.
I'm asking nicely, not demanding. Jesus.
She says in a demanding voice.
I said please.
She said please. So, if any Beetlejuice cosplayers see her in the wild and you have all green hair, run.
What? It's in no way, shape, or form what I said. I'm not going to stand there and rip somebody's cosplay to pieces. That's just mean.
But you'll be scowling at them and they will
I
feel
won't
it.
be scowling at them.
They will
I
feel
will
the
be
energy coming from you.
disappointed that
They
your
will
hair
feel the disappointment.
is green. But there might be other aspects of their cosplay that are fucking perfect. And I'm not going to set that aside because of green hair. What kind of douchebag you gotta be to knock somebody's cosplay down that much?
You won't say it outward, but...
Oh, I'll definitely be thinking
I will know it'll be on the inside.
That your hair's green. But the rest of it I'm probably going to be remarking is fantastic.
I'll probably just be judging them on all those small little details I
That's
notice
what he
even
always
more.
does.
Like the ring and the watches and all those special little things that he has that you may not focus on if you're doing a full cosplay, which, that's fine, That's for the anal retentive assholes that just gotta be exact.
It's very hard to cosplay anything around him because I pay attention to the details of everything in the world. He pays attention to the details of movies and cosplays.
That's part of the world.
Yes. But you can't remember I have a brother that you met. However, you can remember the details of a cosplay that nobody else would pay attention to.
Well, I watch the movies far more than I meet people, so I remember those more.
I know, but as you just said, people are cosplaying to have fun.
Yeah, and I have fun looking at the details in the movies and remembering what they are.
Right! But you're still the one that's judging them for not being perfect.
Oh, you're doing the same goddamn thing with the green in the hair. You just said so.
That's not making it perfectly accurate. It's not the character. That's like...
Yeah, and if they don't have the little details, they're not being perfectly accurate either. It's the same thing.
Green hair is a completely different character, though. That's not the same thing. He's blonde. It's not like they're missing watches or rings. Nobody's gonna pay attention to that. He's a blonde.
With ring and watches and other little details. That's the full character.
Regardless of whether or not you're cosplaying.
We're not actually this insufferable in the real world looking at costumes.
If you ever meet us in the wild, I promise you we are not this rude, and the fact that people are attempting to cosplay Beetlejuice is way more cool.
I've seen
than
some
if you're
great
perfect.
Beetlejuices in the past, like Monster Mania, I will admit, so.
I'm just happy to see Beetlejuices in the wild.
We'll probably see a lot more of them now with the new movie coming out.
I hope so. Occasionally you catch them at fair. Honestly, I'd love to see more Lydia cosplays, but I'm very curious as to see who Jenna Ortega's character is going to be and what her character is going to look like and how many people are going to cosplay that. Because I love her Wednesday. It's very interesting to see Jenna becoming the new, essentially, Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Because you have Winona Ryder in Edward
Queens.
Scissorhands. You have her in Sleepy Hollow. You have her in... Wait, do you have her in No, she's not in Sleepy Hollow.
Not in
That was Christina Ricci.
Yes.
But you have her in this. You have her in Heathers. You have her in... There's at least one more cult classic I'm missing. I can't think of it. Anyway, still, it was Winona Ryder and Christina Ricci when we were kids that were your goth girl.
Pretty much. Yeah. They were the goth girls. Now we got new goth girls. New generations.
Jenna
new goth
Ortega
girls.
is this generation's Christina Ricci and Winona Ryder, and I think it's funny that she's done things with both. Because she did Wednesday with Christina Ricci, and now she's got Beetlejuice with Winona Ryder.
And Tim Burton also was part of Wednesday.
Yeah.
So. And he has a way of reusing his actors, and if he likes them...
Shocker.
That's fine.
Reuses his actors all over the place. He also worked with Michael Keaton in Batman.
Yes, and the great Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
The best Batman movie ever made. Yes.
He likes the Penguin.
I like my Catwoman. I like her so much, I'm even cool with her hair not being comic accurate. That's how much I like Michelle Pfeiffer's performance as Catwoman in that movie.
Yes, I know. Why do you think that's the Catwoman I picked when we did Gotham City Sirens?
Yes, when you did that cosplay. It was very nice, yes. But yeah, so Beetlejuice, though, as a movie, it's, for our generation, highly celebrated.
Yes.
One of those movies you watch on like 31 Nights of Halloween on the cable every year.
Or if you're looking to get in the spooky mood, I think my personal playlist would be Sleepy Hollow, Beetlejuice, The Addams Family, and either Hocus Pocus, or if I can get my hands on it, I still have a soft spot for When Good Ghouls Go Bad. I know nobody knows this movie, but
I also like Casper a lot growing up too.
Casper's cute if you're looking for younger kid fun.
Yeah, that can lean a bit more younger, but Christina Ricci's still cool.
But that's the same thing with Hocus Pocus. It's better for younger kids. At least I think so. But yeah, this is definitely you want to get in the spooky vibe movie.
Yep, it's a movie that whole family can watch.
Yes, it's not inappropriate. It might be a little bit rough for the very young,
Fuck them kids.
But it all depends on your kid. Like, I don't know that I think I'd let a toddler watch it. But
I mean, I watched it as a toddler. I was fine. I'm well adjusted.
Yeah. Well adjusted. Uh-huh. I mean, I think any child of yours or mine would be fine watching this movie. But, like, I know that when my nieces were younger, at least my middleest niece and my youngest niece probably would not have done well.
Just gotta start them off with the worst fucking thing, so everything else just pales in comparison. They'll be
Yeah,
fine.
my middleest niece was afraid of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah. So, no.
How old was she?
5, maybe?
5?
I'm not 100% sure.
That movie came out when I was 5. I loved it.
Yeah, well.
People are just different.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
So, you know, everybody knows their own kids. You know what you can show them.
Beetlejuice is one
It's a delight.
that should be shown to everyone.
I feel like it is definitely one of those movies that is more geared towards a family. And if your family is amenable to it, you should definitely be showing them this.
Yeah, it is.
If you haven't already, which if you haven't, I'd be surprised.
It is rated PG, and this was after they made PG-13, so it was still given the PG rating.
Well, yeah, there's no cuss words. There's no
Nice
nudity.
fucking model.
Oh.
Like, this is a PG movie that got away with a fucking in it. You know how rare that is?
Good point. I keep forgetting that's in there. It's not in there when they show it on TV.
Yeah. That's what happens when he's just watching a cable version for so long when you're growing up. You just forget, oh, there's that fucking in there. Honk honk.
And the whorehouse.
Oh, they saw the whorehouse.
I still
in the
think the
cable
kid.
version.
I was gonna say I don't think the kids are really gonna.
As a kid, I didn't know what the fuck it was. I just thought it was like, oh, pretty demon ladies. Of course he likes them. Whatever.
I was just like, that's not a good house. My mom would be upset, and that's all the farther I got to. I didn't think about why. It's just, my mom would not like that. But all in all, if you haven't seen this movie
No.
yet, please for the love of God, go watch it.
If you haven't
Watch
seen this
our
movie,
shit.
why were you watching us watch it again with having to skip things because of copyright and all that stuff? Why? No. You're watching this because you've already watched it and you want to hear our thoughts about it.
And for those
And we're happy to give them.
people, you are our people.
There are people or dead things or demons, whatever, is out there watching us.
No, well, I suppose.
Children. Hello, children.
I don't really feel like demons would bother with our reaction videos.
How do you know? You met a demon?
Depends on your definition of demon. I think he's pretty demonic, but hey, what do I know? Anyway,
What are your final thoughts on Beetlejuice?
my final thoughts on Beetlejuice is I will never not love this movie.
Yeah, it's one
It's
that's going to be rewatched once every year.
And that's
at
the
least.
best thing, is that it has such rewatchability.
That's the best thing a movie can be, is one you can rewatch, in my opinion.
And it never gets old.
Not for me. And we are finally getting a legacy sequel after so long.
And with so much of the original returning cast.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me extra happy.
Wonder how many times I'm going to say Beetle in that one. We got 32 by my count.
I'm not playing that
on this
drinking
one.
game.
No?
No, we'll be in the theater and I don't want to feel like I have to get up and go because I don't know how long the movie is.
You don't have to play the drinking game while we're actually in a theater.
That's what I'm saying, though.
yeah,
That's what
we
I
just
said.
play it for the audience here, for our audience.
Eventually, when it comes out on DVD, sure. But that's what I'm saying. In the theater, I'm not playing that game because I want to get all of it without my bladder going, hey, fuck you.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be super long. Its runtime's only like an hour 45 or so, so just a little bit longer than the original. So I'm happy for that because that means it's going to be more of a tight-paced movie. So we shouldn't be bored at any point, which is, you know.
Anytime we get to a spooky
Not
movie
something
that
I'd
makes
expect from
us
this
bored,
movie.
I get disappointed quickly.
Yeah. But
Spooky shouldn't make you bored.
hopefully we will have great things to say once I
hope
get
so.
this uploaded and posted, whatever the fuck that is. I took a whole summer off, so...
Yeah, he also had a lot of classes, and remind y'all that he's in college.
Yeah, this is still strictly a hobby for me.
And he needs to not overwhelm himself,
Yeah.
or he'll get to the point where he doesn't want to, and then you guys get no more videos. So we're terribly sorry for the lengthy delay, but...
Yeah, maybe we used to like at least do one every Tuesday, but then that went kablooey after a couple
So
years
it
in.
might be seasons.
Burnouts. Maybe a season here, or maybe just every other week or so, but...
We'll let you know.
Yeah, hopefully for Halloween month I'll get at least once every week. That's kind of the goal I'm going for. So...
Just don't burn yourself out.
I won't burn myself out. I'll burn someone else out with fire and flame.
As long as it's outside the house.
Yes, of course, outside the house.
Our house is too small for that. Sadly.
Sadly.
Maybe someday if we win the lottery.
Someday.
We have a flame room.
So.
Do one of those ridiculously rich people things. Anyway,
Thank you for joining us for this rewatch of Beetlejuice. We hope you enjoyed our review and our ongoing tally of the amount of times Beetle was said.
which the final tally was 20...
32.
32.
That's what I had, 32.
32.
Yes. If I miscount it, then the count when I'm editing this is gonna show I was fucking wrong, but I don't think I got this one wrong.
I don't think you did either, because I was counting with you.
Yeah.
Till the very end there when it was just going bananas.
Indeed. So, 32 Beetles in Beetlejuice. I wonder how many we'll get in the next one. I won't be bothered to count while I'm watching the new one, but after on rewatches,
Once it comes out on DVD.
I'll start counting. But thank you for joining us.
Yes, very much so.
We appreciate your support. Let us know how you feel about Beetlejuice in the comments. We always like to read those. And until next time,
stay spooky.
bye.
And remember, never trust the living.
I don't trust the living. I am the living, sadly. Still. No, wait, I'm immortal. I'm an immortal being. I'm a vampire.
Listen, you little daywalker.
Ah,
booped his nose.
Jesus Christ. Bye!
Bye.